Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, July 24th, 2022. This is the Morgellons Call of the Week, and we just had a wonderful time listening to Ethel and her inspiring story of getting her life back, and now we're entering into the Q&A section of our Sunday call.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is Richard Tunes, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites. The FDA requires me to inform everybody that before you start the King Diet or accept any of our recommendations, to discuss them thoroughly with your doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. We are not trained physicians, so therefore we do not diagnose, cure, treat, or mitigate any disease. We're here to educate you. The FDA has not evaluated any of the things that we are telling you or any of our statements. So who's first, Chris?
Hi.
Hi.
I really don't have any questions. I can just report like what's happening.
That's
so
good. You can give us a report. Sure.
Pardon me?
You can give us a report. We love it.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I got the extra strength, the 9-ounce bottle of soap Thursday night, and I'm on vacation now. So I just started my 3 baths yesterday, and it's interesting because I am noticing a difference, and I got the Claudia's Dream Cream as well, and that's helping. So I have a question though. So after the bath, with the cream on, it's like these little white things pop up, and I think they're like the worm things or the egg things, or I'm not sure. And then I want to take another bath right away. So I guess I'm a little freaking out about the cleaning part, because I feel like, I can't sit there, I can't lay there, it's like I even sleep with a hood on, because I don't know. I guess I'm a little freaked out about all the
organisms coming out of your skin. So you take the bath for about 45 minutes, and you use the Nature's Gift. And what disinfectant are you using?
I'm using borax and lavender oil.
Okay. And then after you get out of the bath, do you take a shower?
Yes.
Okay, you take a shower, and then after you get out, do you pat yourself off, or what do you do?
I have not even been patting myself off. What I do is I take the other soap, the 50%, and I just take a drop, and I rub it in my scalp. I rub it all over my scalp, and then I just take a drop and I rub it on my face and my ears, and I do that all over my body. I put the less concentrated soap on my body, and then I put the Claudia's cream on.
All right. So you're using the 50% straight on your body?
Yes.
Oh, you don't really need to do that. I would say you're better off with maybe getting just using the Claudia's cream, or using our Nature's Gift skin lotion. You can do it. It's more of an expensive approach, because the 50% is not inexpensive, and the lotions have it in it and are a lot less expensive. But then you have all the stuff coming out of your skin, which is good. We want that. We want the stuff to come out.
Right.
And that's what's kind of freaking you out?
Well, it freaks me out because I'm Oh my gosh, it's on the bathroom counter, and then I rub the bathroom counter. Oh my gosh, I have to shake out this rug and get it out of here. And you know, I'm like, now am I leaving a trail everywhere? Am I
What, from these organisms?
Changing my clothes all the time. I'm doing
from these organisms that are coming out of your skin. Is that what your concern is?
Yeah, there's like the little, like they're little hard corn kind of things. You know what I mean? They're like,
All right, well, you're in a process here. So you come out of the shower and you apply the Nature's Gift and the Claudia's Dream Cream, and you have all this happening. What if you go back in the shower, say 10 or 15 minutes later, go back in the shower and shower it all off using the soap, and then come out and repeat the process again?
Okay. So what you're saying is, I just want to be clear, I get out of the shower, I get out of the bath, I take my shower, and then these things are coming off. But it's usually after I apply the cream, right? Because sometimes I'll put clove oil as well.
Right.
Lavender.
All the stuff is coming out of your skin. So then go back in the shower. I don't know what the time period is, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but there's some point there. So you're going to be in the bathroom and you're going to let this process happen for 5 or 10 minutes, then go back in the shower and shower it off again. We have bar soap, use our bar soap or liquid soaps and shower it off.
Yeah, okay. All right, and then apply the cream on again.
Right, and then apply the cream again. I mean, you might be going back in and out of the shower for some period of time here. So, you've got a lot of this stuff coming out. And this is what it's about. It's cleaning it out of your skin. If you're not cleaning it out of your skin, this stuff is staying in your skin and multiplying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a matter of figuring out what works best for you.
Okay.
Would you add anything to that, Robin?
You want to remember that it is in your environment, and you want to, be spraying every time you enter a room, every time you sit on a chair, every time you leave the room. You want to have zippered vinyl mattress, box spring, and pillow covers so that you can sleep in your bed without getting the bed infected and without getting reinfested. And just remember, it's a two-way street, so you want to deal with the environment as you go.
Right. And you change sheets every day, right?
Initially, but eventually you won't have to do that. The thing about getting the vinyl covers is that as you get better, I do my sheets once every 7 or 10 days now. I don't need. That would be normal for me. So, as it gets better, you can start doing things less and less.
Right. Okay. Thanks for your question and sharing, and keep coming back. We're here to support you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next?
Okay. The first question I have is about boron. I'd like a little bit more clarification because there are different doses that folks are getting benefit from. And how does one know, what dose to ingest? What is your take on that? Because there's a 3 milligram, there's a 30 milligram. I've tried in the past Borax, and I took like little pinches of it, but I didn't seem to get any, benefit. I don't know if it hurt me or whatever, but I just wanted to get some clarification on that, if I could.
Sure. Boron is said to be the antidote for part of the antidote for Morgellons, and you can start at 3 or 6. The tablets we have in the store are 3 milligrams, and you can work up to 10 tablets a day. That's 30 milligrams. When you get to that point, the people at shopformorgellons.com have 30 milligram tablets, so you can go when you get up to 10 of the ones that we have, you can switch over and just do one a day of the ones that they have.
Okay. Are there any side effects from the larger dose, though? Because I did go on Google, and they don't, according to what's presented online, they said not to go beyond 20 milligrams. I wanted to get
well,
some.
Again, I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that as to see what the side effects are. Obviously, there's a reasoning behind starting at 3 or 6 milligrams and working up to 30 rather than starting at 30, because 30 could be potentially too much. But I'd have to go back and check that out to see what the problem might be.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. It just, why is if that's, correct or whatever, as a consumer and trying to move forward. And thank you so much, as always, for all your research in this. Then I have another question, if I could, please. I understand that there are some people that are using Mylar, instead of the fabric blankets. And, it's a concern with me. My environment is a big issue here. Does anyone know anything about the Mylar? And, of course, I wonder how one would clean that, because you can't put that in the washing machine. Is there any information on the Mylar material instead of using a fabric blanket?
First, I've heard of it. I imagine you wouldn't be putting it in the washing machine or laundering it. You would just simply be spraying it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be sort of like a vinyl.
Right. I just wonder if anybody has used that, instead of a blanket. Anyone?
I can't imagine a Mylar blanket. I just can't imagine it, because it's like a plastic. It's like a plastic sheet. Mylar is. So somehow they interweave it into a fabric, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just curious about that.
I wouldn't go that route. I would get a zippered vinyl mattress cover, the same size as your bed, and put your blanket inside it, and then get a duvet cover that's fabric and much easier to wash because it's thinner.
Thanks, Robin. So a zippered vinyl cover,
and then put a duvet cover over it. A duvet cover is just a very thin zippered material that you put a quilt inside.
Right. I'm familiar with I could put the blanket inside the zippered vinyl cover.
Put the blanket inside the zippered vinyl cover, and then put the whole thing inside a duvet cover, and you only have to wash the duvet cover with your sheets, and it's much easier. Okay,
thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Sure.
I appreciate it. I have another quick question, if I could. Is it all right to ask another?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just curious if there's been any studies. This seems to be a global, epidemic. Are there any locales that tend to be safer for many folks that have these symptoms than other locales? I'm talking about globally. Has there ever been any information about that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, we have international customers, Italy, Spain, UK. But
right, everywhere. I just was wondering if there's one area that tends to have less of the mite parasitic activity than others, I'm just curious.
It's way beyond me and way beyond my concern right now.
Right, I understand. I'm just, Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
And I wanted to comment on Anna's question about the boron, because I know she's super sensitive, and so am I. And I take the 30 milligrams every day, and I don't have any side effects from it. But I just, something that agrees with me. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Great.
so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. For the first question, she says, I don't have a bathtub, so I sat on my bath chair. I put the lice shampoo on my head, and everywhere there is hair. Then I put the debriding soap on my body and wait for about 20 minutes. I comb out my hair, rinse my hair, and then rinse off completely with very hot water. Now, the third time I did this, I came out feeling really clean and no itch. So I'm thinking it was bringing out the bugs, and that's why I was itching so bad. The first time I had to get back in the shower and rinse off 2 more times. But now I just stay the longest to wash everything away. Please let me know if I am doing this correctly. Thank you, Nancy.
Well, you know, I could never fathom that somebody could be successful without a bathtub. And in the beginning, I wrote that you need a bathtub, but I've been proven wrong many times. And here's another example of a lady figuring out how to do it. It's about being creative, and you can do it without bathtubs. People have done it in the shower and reported that they also go in the shower, they wet their bodies, lather up, stand there. Of course, it gets cold, depending on, you know, and it's not the most comfortable thing to do. It's not necessarily comfortable sitting in a chair as she does for minutes, but it's a matter of getting results, doing what you got to do to get results and make up for the things that you don't have. It's about being creative, and these people are doing it, and they're succeeding, which is wonderful, and I'm happy to hear. In fact, I published this a few days ago for other people who may not have bathtubs and feel left out. You can do it, and it's not forever. You know, cleaning your skin and getting this all out and using the concentrated nature's gift is not a forever kind of thing. It's exhaustive in the beginning for a few weeks, but then you go to from 3 to 2 to 1 bath, and you move to showers. So likewise, whatever process you figure out, the frequency diminishes with time as you get your skin clean and get that stuff out of your skin. Great. So what's the next one? I think the next one is a combination. In fact, I have it here. Why don't you read what she says in red, and then we'll go over.
Okay. She says, the most alarming symptom happened this morning while at my dresser, cleansing my face in the mirror. A trickle of clear fluid came out of my right nostril. I then used a tissue to blow my nose, which was blood-tinged. I do not have a cold or allergies, and the trickle did not seem normal.
And then she says, go ahead and read the black.
It quite often feels like there is something in my nostrils, and I have seen tiny white specks. I think whatever is going on has access to my nasal passages or worse, so I'm trying to stay calm. So really, I have one question, and that is, what can be done regarding this situation, as I have not run across information about this?
Well, what she reports is typical with many people. They get these organisms in their sinuses, in their nostrils, in their ears, and scary as hell to see this happening. It's like feeling like you've been taken over by some foreign organism. In a sense, it's happening, yes. Some people can use a neti pot with essential oils. In fact, we have something like that in the store that you can get. We have all the different essential oils. But I think there's a device, well, I don't think, I know there's a device called Navage that you can pick up in basically any pharmacy or even online. And what it does is it circulates. It circulates a solution into one nostril and brings it out the other nostril. So it basically cleans your nostrils and your sinuses. And you can add in a drop or two of nature's gift with whatever you're circulating to further deep clean the tissue. Okay.
And then she says, second question, is there anything I can put in a neti pot to clean out my sinuses? So I guess you just answered that. Can I ask? 2 days ago,
I think the Morgellons cocktail that we have, a couple of drops of that would also be effective, adding it to the Navage or the neti pot. Again, be creative. So the Navage is what I would recommend, going with that direction, and then adding in either the Nature Gift or the essential oils, or maybe both.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
There's something you can buy at any pharmacy. It's called Alcolol, Alcolol, and it's just for cleaning out your nose, and it kills parasites, and it comes with a little thing, you pour some in, hold one side, pour it in, and then blow your nose out, and you do it with each nostril, and it's really effective. It's really effective. I think it's better than the neti pot, because the neti pot can grow bacteria in it unless you're really disinfecting it. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
So there's the second option. And it's probably less expensive, because I think the Navage device runs about $100, and this other option maybe
much cheaper, much cheaper.
Less expensive. So it's another option. Okay.
I just first of all want to thank everybody for their the information and everything. Robin and you, that I get every time I call in, I learn something more. I remember what I'm supposed to do. But anyway, I've been on my question is pretty simple. First of all, I've been dealing with this for a long time, and I've been on a healing journey, so I keep traveling. I'm an empty nester now, so I keep traveling to different climates and different places in the world to see what works best for me. And, of course, I like tropics. But I was in Hawaii recently for 6 months, and I ran into a large group of people that had this. And I actually gave them my book, and I thought I wanted to stay away from them, but there was a lot of people with this Morgellons, and nobody wants to talk about it because you think, that everybody thinks you're crazy. But anyways, there's a lot of people suffering there. And I found that Hawaii helped really good because I could soak in the salt water and meditate for long periods of time. And that helped me out a lot. And then I went down to Antigua recently, where the climate is a lot drier. And I found I didn't meet anybody there with the Morgellons, thank God. But, it was really a lot drier climate, and I could stay in the water longer, the salt water, because when you're traveling, you don't have a bathtub. But I thought about buying one of those kiddie pools. But anyway, so then I recently just got back there, and every time I come back to where I live, this is the reason I travel, and I disinfect my house and everything, I get reinfected and reinfected. And I don't know if it's people, I have an idea of what might be doing that. So now I'm leaving for Alaska on Tuesday, and I'm thinking maybe the colder climate, I won't be able to go in the salt water, but maybe the colder, and I have my methods that work real good so far. Not good enough that I keep getting reinfected when I come home to California. So, this is Deborah from California. Anyway, so I'm going to Alaska, and I'm thinking my question is, have you observed, I know, hot water showers and all that feel really good. These gyms used to have those ice baths. I'm just wondering if the cold is better, because I've been rinsing myself down because I've had showers with cold water, and it seems to give a lot of relief, but it's uncomfortable.
Some people reported success in taking ice baths and dealing with springtails. I'm not sure about Morgellons. If you're going to Alaska, there's a hot springs in Fairbanks, so keep that on your list.
Okay, I definitely will. I haven't been up to Fairbanks yet, but I've been to Alaska many times. I'll try that. That would probably be very healing. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's interesting. I got my first experience of dealing with a mite in the hot springs in Fairbanks. I was in the hot springs, and man, one of them bit me on the shoulder. That took, months for it to heal and go away. But so I don't know.
Boy, that doesn't sound like fun.
That's what I remember.
One thing about cold, it does. They don't like it on your body, but if you have stuff and you think it's going to clear your stuff, springtails can survive anything. I at one point, I was so desperate. We had 3 weeks of minus 40 degrees weather, and I put everything that I cared about on the front porch, and nothing died. It killed nothing. Thank God my guitar survived. Just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So they can almost live in a volcano.
Right.
So,
right. Well, extreme heat might kill them.
Yeah, I guess extreme heat will kill them. If you steam them for like 10 minutes, perhaps you're going to get them.
Right.
Mary, would you continue with this email?
She says, just 2 days ago, I discovered a tiny bump on the outside of my hand below the thumb, which I can move around and then sometimes disappears.
Yeah, for things like that, this is where it's really good to have our creams and lotions or gels, because you'd want to apply whatever you choose. You want to apply it every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes in the beginning, and then go to every couple hours or whatever. And generally, anything, if you're making the diet work. All right, that's the key. All these products do not replace the diet. They simply accelerate progress beyond imagination. So the key is, first of all, to make the diet work, and then apply, whatever it is. Whether you're dealing with your scalp, earlier Ethel was talking about them being in her scalp. We have a scalp protocol, so read about it. It's in the book, and you do it frequently, not just once a day or once every couple of days. You do it 3-4 times a day for starters. Okay, and continue.
There has been an ongoing situation regarding the skin below my eyebrows becoming crusty and not a normal skin. It is dry and flaky and it looks horrible. Sometimes it's also discolored in small spots. I've been putting antifungal cream on the eyebrows, which has somewhat kept it under control.
So there again, I recommend using our creams or soaps or lotions instead of the antifungal. I mean, if it is a fungus, fine. If the fungal cream will work. But if it's not a fungus, and most likely it might not be, well then our creams and lotions are going to work. And even if it is a fungus, our creams and lotions are going to clean it. So always back to our creams and lotions whenever in doubt. Continue.
Yes. I had been pulling the scaly skin patches off with a toothpick, which just made scabs. My eyes also have an unusual goop in them all through the day, and I have been using eye drops several times a day.
Again, cleaning the eyes is a very important thing to do. We had a segment last week when Jan shared about how she got her eye clean. Use an eye wash cup, saline water, put a drop or two of nature's gift, stir it up, and wash your eyes. Some people, and in chapter 6, I believe, there are probably 6 other options that are available. A couple of them are actually prescription drops that work. So the techniques we have developed and are there, and oftentimes just cleaning your eyes with the eye wash cup works very well.
He says, I clean my eyes without Demodex cleaner I purchased through Amazon. Floaters have gotten a lot worse in one eye. I plan to order the eye drops you spoke of in your book. I have eliminated gluten and sugar from my diet. I purchased Glutathione today, as I had purchased L-glutamine by mistake and been taking it and discovered it is very helpful.
Well, it indicates from what she wrote here that she's kind of thinking she's doing the diet by getting rid of gluten and sugar. And that's only a scratch. You're not even touching the diet. You're not even close to being on the diet. The diet is very strict, goes way beyond gluten. In fact, you can have spelt, and spelt has some gluten in it. So it's not a zero gluten diet that we have. It's a diet that needs to be put into play, made to work, and all of the things that she's dealing with are going to be dramatically gotten rid of quickly with the products that we have. L-glutamine, the fact that she's improving with L-glutamine tells me one thing. She's got a gut issue, a gut biome problem. She's dealing with leaky gut syndrome, because L-glutamine is a natural sugar. not all sugars are bad. Sucrose, dextrose, monodextrin, and all these fake sugars, they are bad. Real sugars like L-glutamine, D-ribose, which are in some of our supplements, they are good sugars. They're complex sugars. In fact, the mucosa in your gut feeds on this, and it strengthens the mucosa, which then reduces the juncture between the mucosa, so you're reducing leaky gut syndrome. Leaky gut syndrome allows candida, and many people who have a poor diet to start with. We talked about this in the first segment. It seems like getting parasites is a blessing for many people, a blessing in disguise, because once they make this diet work, once they do this diet, they end up being healthier and get their lives back than they were before they were impacted by parasites. So maybe parasites is like a warning call. You need to do something. You're going down the wrong path. You're going to die if you keep living life the way you are. Get healthy. And so the diet is healthy, and if you're eating sugars and refined products and donuts and cakes and things like that on a regular basis, then you're a breeding ground for Candida albicans. And it's in the gut, and when the foods that you eat also may be containing glyphosate, Roundup, because it's water soluble, it gets in our food supply. If you're eating non-organic, and maybe even organic, I don't know, but definitely if you're eating non-organic, it gets in the food supply. It's a natural antibiotic, a low-level antibiotic. It destroys the good gut flora. So the fact that she says by taking L-glutamine, she's feeling better, indicates that she's got gut problems, and most likely Candida has spread throughout her system. It gets into your bloodstream and then into every organ in your body, and because it can become very serious. In fact, I think there are probably a half a dozen pages, if not more, in Chapter 3 about Candida and how dangerous it can be. So, okay.
Also, Richard, she said, she started glutathione, but that's not the same as the Max 1.
Well, I also wrote to her and said, I hope you mean you got our Max 1 product to boost glutathione.
Right.
Anything else is a waste of time, a waste of resources, because glutathione supplements, that means the glutathione is a large tripeptide molecule. And the stomach, when you consume it as a supplement, the stomach thinks of it as food and breaks it down, so it doesn't get through the stomach into your bloodstream and into your cells where you want it. Well, some of it does, maybe 20 or 30% of it does, but it's largely broken down. Plus, when you look at the other ingredients in the supplement that you buy with reduced glutathione, there are maltodextrin and things like that in it that are only going to feed the skin parasites. So, I've looked at every glutathione product in the marketplace to boost glutathione, and the only one is Max 1. It's not glutathione. It's bonded, D-ribose, that natural sugar I just mentioned, and L-cysteine. L-cysteine is a protein that you get from meat, red meat, bell peppers. There are different vegetables, other vegetables in the book. It mentions what some of them are, and it is in a limited amount in your body. So the Max 1 product gets these two ingredients into your cell, where the D-ribose actually contributes to feeding the mitochondria, which are the live energy producing portions of every cell. It's like a furnace in your cell. There are maybe 1,000 of them. So they need fuel, and D-ribose is a natural fuel that helps them produce ATP and Well, that's an amazing. And then the L-cysteine combines with the glutamine and the other protein, which I forget the name of, to create the glutathione inside the cell. So it's important to use the right supplement, just not any supplement. What you go on to say, I'm 69 and will be returning as a crossing guard in less than a month, and it's very important that my appearance is normal, especially my complexion. Well, I hope she calls Ethel and talks with Ethel, because Ethel can tell her how to start pampering herself again. So I wrote her the email, and hopefully she'll recognize what she needs to do from the answers I gave her. Okay, what's next? Is there another question?
Yeah. It says, hello, Richard. It's Bill here in Florida. I'm really struggling to defeat these organisms in my environment. I read your blog, Ray, the Electrostatic sprayer, and that Elle in New Jersey is available by phone to offer advice how she has used it. Do you have her contact info, please? Kind regards to you.
Well, first of all, I want to compliment Bill, because Bill is scouring our blog post. I mean, this blog post was created about maybe 2 years ago. And Bill is like a hound dog. He's looking for answers. And if everyone were like Bill, we'd have a lot more results and a lot more people. I mean, the answers are there. And the electrostatic sprayer goes back about 2 years ago, and L-E-L-L-E was a lady, one of the first ladies who actually used it. And she had moved into a motel room with her 2 teenage children because she was chased out of her house with these organisms. And she thought that going to a motel room, she would escape them, because she recognized her house was totally contaminated. Much to her dismay, shortly within a day or two, she started noticing these organisms flying around the hotel room. I mean, they were there too. And I had suggested the electrostatic sprayer. And she was so ecstatic about using it and getting her life back with it and being able to move out of the motel room, she became our resident expert on the electrostatic sprayer. Robin was one of her students. So I'm going to turn this over to Robin.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, Elle trained me in using the electrostatic sprayer, so anyone who has questions, you can always call me. But what you want to do is, the key is you don't have to saturate everything because it sticks to things. And you want to go quickly, and you want to spray everything, ceilings, walls, furniture, floors, and it's kind of like a race through the house. And it helps, you start at the top and you work your way down, and you might have to keep it level. Sometimes if you're pointing it down, it won't spray as well. You always want to rinse it with very hot water afterwards. You put the little tube or however into a 8 to 12 ounce glass of water and spray it into your sink. And and never use ammonia. And don't use essential oils or anything really thick. Use clean 'em up zymes. Use disinfectants. And I used a combination of Clean 'em Up Zymes and Garden Safe Fungicide 3, which is 70% neem oil, but I only used a very small capful of the Garden Safe Fungicide 3, and then I would clean it religiously afterwards. So
yes, thank you. We have 3 disinfectants in the store. The Clean 'em Up Zymes you use by themselves. Remember, they are live organisms, so that anything that you use that kills organisms will simply be killing them. We have an organic disinfectant. It's called Benefect. It is thyme, T-H-Y-M-E. It's organic. It can literally be sprayed on food. And then we have one that's called MediClean. It's a chemical disinfectant. And the difference, the Benefect is more costly in terms it comes in ready to use. The MediClean comes in a concentrate that you dilute 8 to 1. So 8 parts water to 1 part MediClean, and you spray that. So there, and the thyme, if you are spraying or using it ready to use, you want to shake the tank up before you spray, because there is a slight sediment in the MediClean that you'll notice that settles to the bottom. And you don't want to leave it in the tank after you're finished. You want to take it out, put it back in a container, and clean the electrostatic sprayer out. You can also, if it seems to get clogged, you can also take the nozzle out and put it in water and heat it up, and hopefully the hot water will dislodge anything that has solidified in the nozzle. So, and when you buy these units, make sure you send in the warranty card. Make sure you send in the warranty card, because if something goes wrong, they're not cheap. And if something goes wrong, it's not warranted unless that card has been sent in. And they do honor the card. They do honor the warranty.